As I pointed out, freedom of speech is under attack at the very institutions that should be encouraging it. Intellectual discourse on college campuses has now been replaced by angry mobs trying to silence and end the careers of professors who don't want to drink the Kool-Aid of the radical left. They say they're opposed to segregation, but their entire political philosophy depends on segregation. And Judicial Watch is taking a step to try to protect those. And if you stand against it, especially on college campuses, and those of you who have kids and grandkids in college, you should know they are force-fed this stuff more often than not, unless your child, unless they're blessed to go to a college that's sensible in areas like this. Judicial Watch working and the legal and the website web publication Legal Insurrection are investigating university retaliation against a professor in the University of Central Florida. And this professor had the gall to question systemic racism, which is another anti-American smear. And look what happened to him. We asked for records about Professor Charles Negy, N-E-G-Y, who was attacked by campus leftists and university administrators. I know the leftists always attack you if you get out of line on college campuses, especially if you're a professor. But the administration is really pernicious when they come down on the side of the oppressors. Legal Insurrection wrote in August, after Negy questioned claims of systemic racism and asserted, quote, black privilege is real, referring to affirmative action, there's been a university-wide pile-on, with Negy alleging UCF is soliciting complaints against him and conducting an abusive investigation in an effort to justify firing him. The UCF Student Senate passed a resolution asking for Nagy's termination, and there were protests on campus and at Nagy's home. It didn't stop there, though. The University of Central Florida's president, Alexander Cartwright, participated in a campus protest against one of his professors and also took to social media attacking him. We do not tolerate hate speech and must be unequivocally anti-racist in our words, actions, and online behavior. Whenever we find discrimination in our community, we will take decisive action to stamp it out. He called his views vile to the New York Times. So Nagy's worked for that university since 1998, and he's facing this type of attack based on his having the courage to stand against this radical left racialist or racist theory. So, Bill Jacobson, who's president of Legal Insurrection Foundation, he said the scourge of cancel culture won't be cured in a matter of days, weeks, or even months, but sunlight is the best disinfectant, and we are committed to shining a light on the Negy case and other cases as well. If I recall, Jacobson was also targeted by the campus left because he was frankly just conservative. And as I pointed out, freedom of speech is under attack at the very institutions that should be encouraging it. Intellectual discourse on college campuses has now been replaced by angry mobs trying to silence and end the careers of professors who don't want to drink the Kool-Aid of the radical left. And it's got to stop. Not only do I think it's illegal in terms of discrimination, but it just has to stop for the sake of the kids on the campuses. So unless you're a tenured radical, Lord help you on college campuses these days. It's getting worse and worse and worse. And I encourage you to track Legal Insurrection. I encourage you to track our friends at Campus Reform. which also tracks this as well. And of course, Judicial Watch has been tracking this critical race theory and a lot of this on our website at judicialwatch.org, with many stories going back years and years on this. So we're proud to work with our friends at the Legal Insurrection Foundation and maybe through this FOIA, maybe they'll think twice about continuing to punish, because you can imagine the process they have to target this guy. They're soliciting, they basically put out of, tell us anything bad you have to say about this professor because we're after him. That's the process they've got going on there right now against him, and it's really outrageous.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch all the latest news from Judicial Watch.